imagine soft, comforting, fluffy pillowy milk at the comforts of your own home. Hey guys, my name is Ted and welcome back to my channel. So what do you do if you want to make your lattes and cappuccinos at home but you don't have your own espresso machine to actually make the frothy milk? Well, here are 3 methods on how we can make frothy milk at home without breaking the bank. Now before we get there, let's talk a bit about the temperature of the milk. You'll notice when we go through the steps later on that we always start from a cold milk and froth it before we heat it up. There are 2 reasons why we do this. The first reason is because when you start heating up the milk, the proteins in the milk start to break down and this makes it a little bit harder to form a nice stable foam. Secondly is for safety. When we're going to do some of the actions such as shaking the jar or pressing on the French press, it's going to be a little bit dangerous if the milk is actually hot and it splatters out and burns you. We don't want that, so always start with a cold milk, and without further ado, let's break it down. Today we're going to learn 3 ways on how we can make frothy milk at home without an espresso machine. The first way will be with a jar, the second way will be with a French press, and the third way will be with a frothing one. Okay guys, the first method is to use the jar. So get yourself a decently sized jar with a tight seal on top and go ahead and add your milk, but make sure you don't add more than half the jar. Now seal the jar up with the lid and make sure it's nice and tight because we're going to give it a good shake and you do not want your milk to come out of the jar. Now give the jar a really good shake. You can use your right hand, you can use your left hand, you can use both hands, and you're going to want to do this for about 30 seconds to a minute. Once you're done, remove the lid and check it out. Look at all the foam. Now let's heat up a milk in a microwave oven. If you don't have a microwave safe jar like me, you can transfer the milk into a microwave safe bowl. Now you can heat up the milk in intervals of 10 seconds and you can repeat this process until you reach your desired temperature. For me, the sweet spot is about 60 seconds. Just check the jar as you go along. If you want it a little warmer, just go ahead and give it another 10 seconds or until you're ready. Now you'll see that we have a nice jar of warm, frothy milk. This method produces the thinnest layer of foam, and this is probably because of the very violent nature in which we are introducing air into the milk. Now this is my favorite of the 3 methods. We're going to use the French press. I find that when using the French press, you get the thickest foam with the best mouthfeel. And we're going to achieve this by using the plunger. And when you're ready, go ahead and add the milk to the French press. Oh, and make sure you don't add more than half of the French press's capacity. And now we're going to use the plunger to start pumping the milk, and I find that about 30 to 40 pumps is all that I need. As you go along, you'll find that the resistance increases and you know you're done when you have a thick layer of foam in the French press itself. Now let's take a look. You will notice that the foam made by the French press is a lot more consistent and smooth as compared to the jar method, and is also noticeably thicker and more stable. Now let's heat up the milk. Because I'm not confident that my French press is microwave safe, I'm going to pour the milk into a Pyrex glass measuring cup. And as before, heat up your milk in 10-second intervals until you reach your desired temperature. And you can see we have a very light and fluffy milk foam. And the foam is still thick enough to actually stick to my spoon. Since this method produces the best foam, I tend to like to use this when I make cappuccinos at home. Now the last method is with a frothing wand. This is something relatively inexpensive that I got online. And with our milk in our cup or jar, insert just half of the head of the frothing wand into the milk, and then turn on the frothing wand. Continue holding this position for about 30 seconds to a minute, and then dip your wand into the milk itself for about another 10 to 20 seconds, and this will help to spread the foam evenly throughout the milk. Once you are done, turn off the frothing wand while the tip of the wand is still in the milk, and this way you can prevent any splatter. And now you know the drill. It's time to heat up the milk in the microwave in 10-second intervals and take it out once you reach your desired temperature. As you can see, with the frothing wand, our foam is light and smooth as well, though not quite as thick as when you use the French press. And I find this method quite suitable for making lattes at home. Now go ahead and make your coffee the way you like it. Put it into your favorite cup, top it off with some nice warm milk, and with your spoon, slowly place your pillows of foam on top of the coffee. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope you learned something today, or at the very least enjoyed yourself. If you did, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. If you want to get connected, feel free to say hi to me on Instagram. And more importantly, don't forget to take care of yourself and your family and friends. That's all from me today. This is Ted Teo, signing off.